What's guys, Hubog here, and in this video, well, um, sorry that was a notification, if you guys heard that, it was one of my notifications, but, yeah, so, in this video, I don't know if you guys, if you've been watching me for a long time, I've been making these, Chinese lion, dances, like, I've been kind of, doing, like a traditional, not necessarily traditional, but like a Chinese lion dance, which is basically just me kind of not playing around with it, but just kind of I don't know, maybe consider playing around with it, but while playing some music and playing like Chinese dance music for Chinese New Year, like actually Chinese. Chinese New Year music, not just like Chinese traditional music, but like Chinese New Year music. So before I get into what I'm about to review, I'll get into what Chinese New Year is a special year for you know China, and when I was it's kind of hard to explain everything because I'm not completely an expert. But when I was back when I lived in the Bay Area, Chinese New Year was a big thing because we had a lot of Chinese people um, come over and celebrate the year with if family members lived there, if certain people live there. So it would always be cool, and they would always perform like at my school because my school is close to San Francisco, so they would always like perform at my school, my old school, or you know, and then and I always was into it, and I became into it, and I was interested. I'm like, because they brought those big Chinese line costumes, and I was like, whoa, like wow, this is amazing. This is super cool, and I got into it since then, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I absolutely love this. So then later on, I started searching YouTube videos, and I became more into it. So they do sell those Chinese line costumes, but they're around like $500, which for me, as a a little kid back then, I didn't have $500, and I still don't. So I'm like, so my parent, I was kind of disappointed, and then my parents said, they said, why not, sorry if you can't, if we can't afford a lion costume, but maybe we could go to Chinatown, which is in San Francisco, by the way. Chinatown, pretty cool. And they're like, why don't you go? We go to Chinatown and we could find a little puppet. And I think a few days before that, one of my friends, she had a lion puppet as well. And then I asked her, I'm like, where did you get this? And then she said, I got it in Chinatown. So I'm like, that's where we're going. So my parents took me to Chinatown. We went through a couple of shops and we tried to find one, but we couldn't. Sorry, that was my sister, and we couldn't find one. But then eventually we did, and I was really happy. And there was like many of them. There weren't like a few, there's like many of them. And and then I found this one, and I'm like, that's the one. The red one looks cool. And there was like a light red, and there was like a pink one, and a purple one, and all that. Different colors, as many as you can think of. And they also sold costumes. There's costume there as well. Well, they also had like actual Chinese lion costumes, which that's pretty amazing, but really expensive. So my parents bought it for me, and we were just cruising around Chinatown. I was just cruising around Chinatown with that, and I even brought it into a mall and just kind of did my own little performance. But I was a little kid, and yeah, so that's kind of the story behind it. And now I'll just get into the review. And yeah, if you can't tell, lately I've been uh, through the years I've done like these little Chinese lion dances with him, which is I would say cute in a way. Not just kind of kid friendly. But this year I'm not going to be doing one, but next year I am. I have it all planned next year. Next year I'm going to be doing something special with him. So, for Chinese New Year. So, yeah. But this year I want to get more into a review instead of like a Chinese line dance. So I think next year I'll probably do like a really special high quality Chinese line dance instead of me just kind of moving it around and stuff like that. I'll actually do something pretty major. But this year I'll do a little review on him. And Chinese New Year was actually around 2 weeks ago, I think, or yeah, I think it was around 2 weeks ago. But they were celebrating it in San Francisco last week. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, last week they were celebrating San Francisco, and the week before it was Chinese New Year. But anyway, let's get into the review. So I'm not sure. It doesn't say any company that made these. I know there's like variations of different companies that make these little lions. But this line exactly, I bought it in. I bought it in. I can't even remember the month. I bought it in February 2013, in Chinatown, and I'm pretty sure they still sell these guys. So and yeah, and you could probably, if you guys want to get one, you could still get one. They still sell them like on. They also sell them online. If you're thinking like, oh, they only sell them in Chinatowns, that's not true. They sell these. They sell these online, eBay. Try Amazon. I'm pretty sure Amazon has some too. But yeah. But anyway, let me have a sip of water real quick. And let's get into it. So, so as you can see, he's a little bit dusty. He's kind of dusty, and it's a little hard to see the dust. Yeah, he's pretty dusty because I hang him up on my wall. Because if he was in the closet, it would get more dustier. So why not just hang him up in my room? But I had another one too. I still have the other one, but it's just these strings. You always want to get, if you guys are thinking about buying one, you always want to get one with. Oops, I messed up my camera there. If you guys want to get one, you always have to get one with these like black strings. Well, these are not necessarily strings. These are just like they're kind of like a thick. Yes, it's not even a string really. I mean maybe, but not necessarily. You always want to get these because I bought another line on that day, and it was a yellow one, and it was just like a really cheap plastic. I mean, these are like plastic, but it was a really cheap plastic string, white light string that was just terrible. So I just and it got tangled up all the time, and it was in bad condition. This one is in great condition. I mean, the only thing I would say that that I really didn't take that good care of about this line is cleaning it, really. I mean, he's kind of just dusty, but it's not like that bad. I'm gonna move my leg out of the way. But as you can see, I still have his little in English it says Happy New Year but in Chinese it's actually Gong Hei Bat Choi. I remember that because I remember we were all saying that at my school. But these are a little bit dusty. And here, in fact, I'll get the light on so you guys can see a little bit. So, yeah, so now he's pretty colorful. And the cool thing about this one is you can actually move the mouth. On some of these, you can't, which is pretty interesting. I think I got a great deal with this one. Oh, and some of them you can also move the ears, but this one you can't move the ears. So if I just put him down, see, now he looks like he's alive. I'll make him walk around. And he has little bells in his ears, which is pretty cool. See if you guys can see that. Yeah, see little bells in his ears. See? Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I'll make him just kind of walk around a little bit. He can also, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. He's a marionette, basically. Which I am not a big fan of marionettes, but this line, pretty cool. I think for these Chinese lines, I really do think they're pretty cool. But you can also make him just kind of go to sleep. Then you can make his tail his tail shake. Then boom, he's awake. He's awake and alert. See? And I'll show you guys how I move his mouth. Here, I'll move it right now. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. See? I'm just going up and down, basically. See? I'm just basically going up and down. But yeah, you can actually make his mouth move, which is pretty nice. And is there anything else? The back of him is pretty cool. I mean, you can see. I mean, these are very detailed. Facts. These guys are very detailed. With you know, just how they you know, on the sides, it's really glowy. They add a lot of, you know. Oh, you guys can see that, but they have a, you know, pretty nice. I mean, he's a, you know, these are and this was pretty cheap. Also, like on his nose area, these two little balls with the spikes on them, and you know, theories of, you know, people have theories. Well, Chinese people and other people have theories that these Chinese lions are, you know, they bring good luck to you, which you know, who knows? You know, hopefully, but you know, I think it's pretty cool, and I think. If that's not true, well, anyway, it still does bring positivity. You can just feel like the energy, because it's still fun and you know, and I don't really use them a lot. I think the last time I used them was for my my video last year, but yeah, there's not really, it's kind of not really that much to say, but yeah, he's pretty cool. So Gong Hei Fat Choi, and yeah, here's the back of him, but he's very well detailed. Just his face and all these glowy, you know, glowy decorations on him. On the side, this flower right here, and I think there's another flower, a different color on the other side too, two different colors. So yeah, my arm's getting tired, but yeah, he's pretty well detailed, and I really do think if you guys are a big fan of these, or you guys are interested in getting one, definitely grab one, because you know, a lot of people buy them. I've seen a couple people at my school with them. But yeah, if you guys, and if you guys live close to like the Bay Area, or if you guys live close to the Bay Area, or if you're in the Bay Area, it's already too late, but next year go to the Chinese New Year parade. It's a whole parade where they're just where there's, you know, not fireworks, but like, you know, firecrackers, Chinese lions, big and small, and it's just a whole, and there's music as well, and I went one time. I went once in 2016, and I had to sit, and I watched it from sitting on top of a newspaper, where you get your newspapers. I had to sit on top of one of those just to see, because it was so crowded. I had to sit on top of one, and I was comfortable there. I sat there for about a good hour, so you know, it may be crowded if you go, but I definitely recommend going. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and comment if you have any questions or comments about this or any other of my videos. And more videos to come, by the way, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and remember, stay vlogging.